is not given to us by our parents, but rather lent to us by our children. Very, very reasonable philosophy. Fun playing in the dirt. What's your name, bud?
My name is John.
John. Good to see you.
Full House Farm.
Full House Urban Farm. This is the property of the University of Illinois?
Yeah, they're renting it out.
Being rented from the University of Illinois. And we just walked up on our friends here. Looked like they were preparing some beds, some raised beds. Now, can I ask you guys, what's the purpose, other than like the ease of use of a raised bed,
Well, it's the soil here, it's all clay, and it's really dense. So making these raised beds and mixing it with manure and straw, and we're putting some minerals in there, like some gypsum, kind of aerates the soil.
Amending the soil.
Yeah, should be a lot better for the plants. So
a lot more room for the roots to grow.
Yeah, and it's
clay
easier.
must be really tough on roots, right? Okay.
Well, at least this clay is really dense. So we were digging down like maybe 9 inches and mixing like 1 inch of straw and manure, 1 inch of soil, and then just alternating and then mixing it all in and adding some gypsum in there.
And then you'll build up soil from there.
And it gets like about this high, about a foot high.
You can see this is like probably 2 weeks right here. And it's still spring, it hasn't hit full stride yet. So we'll start weaving it through the fence and it'll take over.
And how does it work? Does it send roots through the ground and it just starts jumping up the same plant? Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, if you're not, especially when the seeds, the hops, when it actually hops, you want to make sure and harvest most of that seed because it'll scatter all over the farm, and next season you'll be weeding hops.
Now, what do you do with the hops? The hop seed?
Make beer.
You make beer with it. Have you done that yet?
Well, no. Actually, this is my first hops plant. But the first year, you almost never get hops.
Okay.
You almost never get the seed.
It's almost like a pine cone.
Right. Yeah, it does look like
I've seen that. Yeah.
But the second year, it starts producing. Serious, because we have a soup kitchen. This farm is growing for a soup kitchen we do every Tuesday at the Jane Addams Hull House. There used to be the Hull House settlement, which was in this neighborhood before the university. UIC. And it was an iconic Chicago settlement that was founded in the late 19th century that was meant to be kind of a refuge and house like disenfranchised immigrants and provide basic English language skills and bedding, a bedroom for the night, after school programs for children, because a lot of these newly arrived immigrants were working 12-hour days in the meat factories, just south of here. And it's where Upton Sinclair wrote his book, The Jungle.
Yeah,
was
at based out of Chicago, in a slaughterhouse in Chicago, right?
Right. So he wrote it at the Hull House at our kitchen, where we host these soup discussions, and it's a typical soup kitchen in that it's free and open to anybody that wants to come, but atypical in that we always have a discussion, kind of a soapbox discussion around issues of food justice. Now it can be political, economic, historical. We had a speaker come in talking about fertility goddesses in ancient Europe, and then next week we'll have someone talking about changing compost laws in the city of Chicago, and it's just different inputs and
real talk.
Yeah, and people, it's really one of our most successful programs. So,
how excited are you to drink your own beer?
Love to. The Hull House Revolutionary Ale, we'll call it. I don't know, but yeah, we'll get the first batch, first 30 bottles this fall.
Nice.
So.
Aunque sea por piedad, ¿a dónde está el orgullo? ¿A dónde está el coraje? Porque hoy que estás vencido, mendigas caridad. Ya ves que no es lo mismo amar que ser amado. Hoy que estás acabado, qué lástima.